is Barbara, Iris, Sue, Parental World Knowledge. We're here also with Platinos. He wanted to come up, but then he's shying away, so I don't know. Here he comes. You gonna come up or not? Don't jump. You gotta come up the right way over here, and I'll pick you up. Painting, and hopefully good dog training, but he's not definitely listening at this point. Sit, 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 sit. Don't do it. That means one less toy. That means one less toy for the holidays. All right. Well, getting back to what I was saying, and I'm also the president of artist Barbara Sue Fine Art Studio. And I apologize, it took a while to get on the air. I don't know what was going on, but my computer was not turning on, and then for tuning in, and I hope that you have your canvas pad. It's much better than just using watercolor paper because you don't have the whitewash usually on that, and you have to pay for expensive paint. You know, liquid white is not included in the palettes of the watercolor sets. And you need non-toxic paint, and you need several size brushes. And in addition, you need a good artist sponge, and I would recommend an artist eraser. You can use a regular pencil, but erasing the lines would look more professional with the artist eraser. You won't be seeing some smudge marks and things, and then you won't have to layer so much. And I hope that you do have also colored pencil, so that when you're completed, you will be able to make it look 3D by using the colored pencil. And make sure it's completely dry before you do use the color pencil, and don't press too hard, otherwise you'll be taking the paint off. But I happen to like the canvas material as opposed to having the paper, because you'll have to put glass over it when you want to frame it. This way you can just put your frame, of course don't wash with water, just take a duster and wash the dust off by the duster, not by water. That would be taking the paint off. And I'm still trying to fix my little puppy here of my painting, and he took off some of the grass that I was painting. So I'm gonna have to try to go over the entire picture, more layers, until I fix that. And our grass looks like that. It's hybrid, it's really green, the color that I painted it. And it's just amazing, that a hybrid grass can look like that. And I'm hopefully going to get that fixed. Everything else is okay on the painting. He did. All right. Well, at any rate, let's just want to make sure that you have a line drawing, and it should be anything that you really like to do. Don't do what I want. And you can use props if you have wax fruit, or if you have silk flowers. But the thing is, change. Don't have the exact fruit basket here. Don't do exactly, because some other artists did it. And same with the flowers or whatever else that you're using props with. Only if you have a live person or a live pet, that's different. You can copy exactly as you It's, even for props of fruit baskets or whatever. And if you want to have exactly, you're getting caught in the wire. And if we go off the air, my puppy just knocked us off the air. Look, you got to stop. You got to stop. Now get out of here. Oh my God. This dog is bad today. You are losing a toy. Now we're down to 6. The little song goes, but he's definitely not getting, he's getting half at this point, and lucky he gets anything. He might just get a piece of coal from Santa. But he is really, really bad today. I don't know what's going on, but he almost have to behave. Now go play with your own toys. Obviously, you're not listening. Okay. When you listen, you can come back. All right. So use gentle strokes. Just gentle strokes. And if you have a small area, you can even tap on the paint, because sometimes, if you have a very small area and you're putting the paint on, it's going to be taking it off if you're doing wider strokes. But this is just an average size canvas that I'm using. I'm not using a huge canvas, so you have to do gentle strokes, or you're going to be putting on too much. And keep the water at a minimum, because if you keep putting on too much water, it's going to really just be bleeding into all the other colors. So you should, like on your water bowl, just go like this, or whatever you have, a jar, a water bowl, whatever you have, just gently. And I have to fix this because my puppy pushed on. I hope it's not blocking my screen. He pushed the mouse. So just brush off the water. Don't have too much. And if you really needed to, like if you can't do from a prop, or from a person or an animal, you could use a printout from the computer, and you can paint over that. That is acceptable with any jury show. It's great, to get inspiration from other artists, but never copy their work. Develop your. I always say every show that if you want it perfect, take up photography. Art is supposed to be your style. It's not supposed to be perfect. It's your interpretation, and never let anybody dictate your interpretation. And that's it. That's all I want to say. And I'll start painting. It was nice and sunny today. And then it started to rain. Oh, it was nice at first, and then I don't know what happened. Well, it's a little milder in West Orange, New Jersey. But it definitely, it's very dreary now. I mean, it got so dark so early. You know, my puppy was great earlier today. I don't know, maybe he's getting tired now. He was up very early. And we got up at 6. And he's been going at it all day. You know, running around playing and having fun. I don't know why he was like pulling the cords and things like that. Normally he doesn't do that. Thank God. But he was jumping all over me and doing that just a minute ago. And we almost lost connection because he had his paws right on the wires that would pull off the transmission. Don't go over there, please. Stay away. Muerte. Get away from the wires. He's doing it again. Get away from the wires. Gatinos, no. You're going to end up going in your cage if you don't stop. I have a training cage. I never had a training cage, but this is an island puppy. Totally from scratch. I had to train him. He's come a long way, but he's still, at times, not listening. Hey, what did I tell you? Stay away from the cords. You have to stay away from the cords. You know what's going to happen? They're plugged in, and you're going to get hurt. Do not go near them. Do not go near them. That's it. You play with your toys. You play with your toys, baby. Play with your things. Not mommy's things. And I am so thankful that he never, got hurt by anything, but he has been teething, and so that's why he's, trying to chew onto anything. And I've given him frozen dog bones. They come plastic, for the dog, and put them in the freezer, and all kinds of toys, and he's got the works. This is milk bone cookies. I've got his growing up crunchies. Different vegetable, bowls that he could eat, but of course what he prefers is chicken, and he likes meat, but he does chew those vegetables too. But he's trying to teeth onto, furniture or the computer, whatever. Not good. Especially if it's plugged in, not good. Occasionally he does that. He usually doesn't go where the live wires are. And thank God for that. I guess because it's raining, he can't chew on the, he likes to chew a little bit on the little twigs outside. But since it's raining, he's not doing that. So I guess that's why maybe he wanted to chew. It's not something he can chew on because it is so dangerous if something's plugged in. Have the cords pushed back and all that, but still, you know, there's certain things I can't really hide. Certain things that, you know, just unfortunately. I'm going to get a laptop, as I've said in the past, but a better one, and so we're going to wait. Yeah, it says it doesn't pay. It would, you know, break too soon, and so I'm going to save up for one that's $900, and it's a far superior one laptop. He's the expert with all the computer things, and so I'm going by what he's, you know, his opinion. I was ready to get the one. I saw it was on sale. I thought, gee, that's great. One was, you know, a couple hundred, and last that long. And since technology changes so soon, you know, I tend to agree with him. If you buy an inexpensive one and it doesn't, you know, keep up with technology, the other one is, you know, anyone wants to be on our show, give us a call Monday through Sunday, 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time at 973-736-1637. 973-736-1637. It is free to be on our show, but you have to be 18 or more. And in addition, that's Google Hangout rules and YouTube rules. And we can also interview, especially if you're a tech person. I want to interview you because what's happening, there's definitely a shortage throughout the United States and the world for tech people. I know this because percentage, and in addition, not just that, but the unemployment is the highest rated for tech positions. I can't believe that in the United States. It's so hard to believe. But I mean, you would think it's the other way around, that it should be, the best for hiring, but it isn't. There's so many dropouts of the college students, and then there's, people that are working in the field. They're just stopping working in the field. So there's definitely a shortage of jobs in the United States, and then people have to go to Europe, and other countries to get positions, and so there's a shortage there too, because they wouldn't be hiring out of the country unless they had a shortage. You're not allowed to do that. International law forbids that unless there's a valid reason to hire someone. There's a shortage of a person for employment. You can't do that. So there's definitely a shortage. Just college, elite college in the nation, NJIT, could get a position in the United States. So I know from statistics, and I know from firsthand, and my son was a honors graduate of NJIT, elite college in the nation, and there were students older than him, and he was the youngest student, and he's the only one that was hired in the United States while he's still a student. So that's pretty bad that not one could get a position other than him. And why? Because he had fine art. If he didn't have fine art lessons from me, I sincerely believe that he could have either dropped out or not found a position to work while he was still attending college. And he needed that. He needed that funding. It's so expensive you have to go through a 5-year program to be an architect. If you want to get your master's certificate, which he did obtain. So you can teach on a college level. But it's unbelievable that people had to go out of the country. All the students, great students, also honor roll students, and they had to go out of the country. So I would, or anyone really, because I do believe fine art is an inspiration. Mind improves your mind greatly doing fine art. So any position you're in is going to improve your job, whatever you're doing. You're going to be able to have better brain function. That's what was proven recently. I've always stated that, and now there's actual And, it's so interesting that my late mother taught me at age 3 to be drawing and painting. And, I was doing watercolor painting at age 3. My son was taught how to paint at age 1 because my late mom was dying of cancer at the time. And she didn't have much time, so she was a master artist and she wanted to teach him. So she all this training for her, and then she passed away when he was just a few years of age. So I primarily was his greatest mentor. But I'm so glad that she did. And it's interesting, somebody, I won't mention who, but stated to me, they think it's like ridiculous that I didn't learn at that age. And I did. And I tell you, my son even sooner, and the proof is he's one of the best architects in the world. And I don't just say that. I mean, he's, you know, um, in his firm that he's working for accounts. So, I mean, definitely he was always, doing hotels, major hotels in New York and New Jersey, Montclair, New Jersey, and um, he did a huge health center in Nevada. I mean, even while as a student, so he was always. So, that woman question. And then she was also saying she didn't think I had 501(c) for tax purpose status. She didn't even check things out. And she was saying these things. But then, I wrote her back. I says, why don't you come for a free lesson and look at my status, my original papers? Because if I just put it on the, internet, then she wouldn't see it. So then but to say these things for a fellow artist, I couldn't believe. I just couldn't believe. And she didn't write it privately, a message to me. She put it all over the internet and saying, um, oh, you could be in trouble with the federal government claiming you have status for 501(c). And like, I could be arrested if I did, do something like that, which I didn't do. But I mean, it's just a fellow artist. Would you want to do that too? I mean, I can't even believe. But to question, I teach people that young, and so if you have a child that is, and I could do a private lesson. We can't do it on the air because the rules of Google Hangouts and YouTube. But I teach children as young as I've had, as young as 3 years of age. If somebody was 1 and had motor skills, I would do it like my son did. But it is rare. Not all students can do it at 1. And I could have did it at 1 too. But my mom, she just didn't want me, even though things are non-toxic, she didn't want me as a little girl, to have to be dealing with paint and all. And you know, there's still some fumes and things, from paint, even if it's non-toxic. she didn't have much time, so she had to do it. She felt, take a chance. And he never got ill from the paint. It was okay. It was non-toxic paint, and that's it. But I'm thrilled that she did. I had the most wonderful mom. Be in this child that young can learn. I mean, there's great artists in so many other fields too with music. Look at Beethoven was just a child when he was doing his concertos. So it is possible. Never underestimate a child, even an infant. Never underestimate. There's many child prodigies, and how I was doing all these things, because my late mom was into all these charities, and she started having me do things with her. So constructing the brownies is like, unbelievable. We had all these kids in our home, and I was instructing them. And then I went on to the senior citizens at a very young age. This woman didn't know me. She didn't know my mom, my late mom, and what we were doing. And she had 2 religious organizations that she belonged to. And I didn't belong to them, but I was like a member. I was doing, whatever she asked me to do. We made paper flowers for daughters of Israel, senior citizens, to give to them. So I was working with the seniors, a lot of seniors. Most of the seniors were in her group. And she was the younger person, but, most of the seniors were in this religious group. And I was instructing them how to do it. And my mom didn't show me how to do that. I just figured out how to make the paper flowers at a very young age. I was 9 years old at the time. So there's so many things I, did with my late mom. And if that woman was to check it, she could check it out there. I was, doing it for Daughters of Israel at that age. We were doing it all the time, every year, until my late mom passed away. And then I started my own organization, so I couldn't be doing that again. I had too much else to do. But I do Girl Scouts and so many groups, senior citizen groups and different things, other things. I've been in person. With children learning that age, I mean, it keeps them to focus and do proper things in life. And, if we don't have our children with some direction, we need to, have them have this good background. My son, did these things and stayed out of trouble doing the fine art, and I had him do a lot of sports too. I let him do, he wanted to go to a wrestling school, so I let him go. In work, and then he was able to become a wrestler in high school, and he went on to be the tri-captain of his high school team, and they even named an award after him, David L.C. Mountaineer Award. So it's still in the high school award in his name. So it pays to keep your children active with fine art, and doing sports that they're interested in. He happened to pick that. I didn't. This is what he wanted, so I went along with it. And he was so small. For me to allow him to do that, it took a lot of nerve on my part, because he was the tiniest, one of the tiniest students. He had developed allergies in a particular school that he went. They had asbestos in the school, and he had developed asthma, and so therefore, he wasn't breathing right. There's so many things, and yet he still did the sport. I allowed him to do it. I knew, there's risk, but he improved his lung function and everything. I just felt doing what he really wanted to do, and it will improve his breathing and all. And it did. He learned how to do proper breathing techniques with his wrestling. So, we can't shelter our kids, even if they have a serious illness. It was very serious. It affected his hearing, it affected so many things at that time, his breathing. But I just felt, look, you gotta let him do what he wants, and he'll improve, and he did. So thank God he's not having the problems that boy. My puppy got so quiet, I'm looking around the room. What's going on? When they're that quiet, then you worry. It's when they're noisy and everything, then I'm not worried. But when I don't hear a sound, a peep, then I'm beginning, like, what is he up to? What is he doing? He could be chewing up something, or I hope everybody has a happy holiday, whether you're celebrating Hanukkah or you're celebrating Christmas. Really, truly, I just say happy holiday, because to cover everyone's Kwanzaa Day, whatever it is that you're celebrating, I feel that best to say happy holiday. No one's left out. You say happy holiday, everyone is included. And I also want to say a miraculous healing prayer for anyone in this world, all wonderful people. I hope and pray that you have peace, good spirit, good health, and strength. Amen. And God heals 100%. I'm just saying the prayer. And you just have to say the prayer to God with me, and God will heal you 100%. I just do the prayer. That's all I do. So, I'm glad if I can help you. If you don't need it now, you can always say it later. So, and if anyone goes to visit our site, ParentalWorldKnowledge.com, you can get 2 healing prayers. So whether you need it now or you need it later. So I hope that you don't need it, but if you do need it now, please say the prayer, and for yourself or for anyone else, and to God with me, and you should have all the healing. You're able to heal yourself, and you have to believe that 100%. God will heal you 100%. You can heal yourself with God 100%. And I hope that everybody has a good night or a good day, depending on where you are. And I hope that you're enjoying your painting. Don't worry about it being perfect. And I hope also that you keep tuning in. And if you can refer people, we greatly appreciate that. So, I'm getting it back. My lawn is coming back, my hybrid lawn, which looks like emerald green, but you see there's spaces still. You see where he licked it, it's still there. I'm going to have to do some more layering, but it's coming back. It looks really, that's how it looks, emerald green, and it's very lush. And these are the iris plants that my puppy loves. He just loves rolling on that. And there's so many of them that, it's abundant. It's not going to kill the plant. And there's he's on his ball, buried there under the lush grass, and it looks just like him. I truly, just love how it came out. And I didn't have him as a model. He was running all over like he just did now. He never stays still, but he's not bad like that. I mean, he was gonna chew the wires, and that is definitely not good. He, is just lucky that he didn't get a shock. And I stopped him right away, but still, you can get a shock. You bite into a wire. So I'm gonna keep an eye on him. He's keeping me going here, very active. I didn't anticipate this. I asked for a puppy or a dog from a company, and they have rescue dogs. This company, it's not like a place, the store or something, but I couldn't get one that would be good with children. And we have primarily children that I instruct. So I just felt, no, I'm not going to, do that. And I instruct senior citizens quite a bit too. So I just every age, and especially the children and the seniors. So they need a gentle puppy. They need someone that's going to be good with people, and I couldn't find one. So I, told my son, and he was looking around, and then he went to a puppy with I'm thankful. It's difficult, but I am very thankful. And I just want to tell you, please go to your local shelter. And if you have it in your heart to love a pet and bring a pet home, go with your family to be sure that that pet's right for you. But if you can, because there's so many pets that will be starving, like this pet, or will be dying if they're left in the shelter. They have no choice. They can't keep maintaining that pet too long. So please, instead of going to an expensive store, pets aren't healthy, go to a local shelter. It can be one of the best holiday gifts this year. All right. Well, that's all. I just want to say goodbye and thank you again for watching.